Well, thank you everybody for being here. Oh, this works pretty good. All right, have a lot to cover here in our short half hour. Want to be sure I accomplish that and make sure all your questions that you might have and those you didn't even think of do get answered before the end. So we will end with a Q&A. My name's Harlan Siegel. I am the Vice President for LaunchTech USA, and certainly glad to be here. I am from the Northeast in the U.S., as you can tell by my twang. I'll try to keep it neutral. So a little bit about Launch. Launch is our parent company is in Shenzhen, China, not too far from Hong Kong. Was there a couple weeks back, and we have a major, large campus that houses over 800 engineers. We are the largest scan tool manufacturer in the world. We operate in over 60 countries, and we have a lot of buildings on the campus, mostly engineering, dormitories, restaurants, and so forth in our Shenzhen park. Our North American operations are in Ontario, California, US, right, as happens to be. And that's where we have sales and marketing and service. And we also do a lot of engineering out of the US office as well. Product development, validation, making sure a product does work on cars in the North American market. We also have a facility in Mississauga, not too far from here, that does repairs and warehousing and such, and they've been there for many years. So a little bit more about Launch. Like I said, we are the largest in 60 countries, and because of that, our products are in many languages, from Russian to Poland to Arabic and so forth. So we're very in a big global position. We are publicly traded on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, so it's nice to know you deal with a publicly traded company, which ensures we have to answer to higher standards sometimes. Our engineering teams, like I said, if you were to get all of the manufacturers in the automotive diagnostics sector and put them all together, we still would outnumber that source and resource for developing new product. And it's, like I said, it's quite amazing. We are accredited to all the ISO standards and make sure we meet the quality as one is expected. We are the recipient of many awards. One of course, actually 7 awards now for the Motor Magazine. Not sure that it's really distributed here in the U.S. I'm in the Canada, but it is in the U.S. and it's quite something that we are proud with. In mobile distribution, I'm speaking in for the mobile distribution in Canada and the U.S. Obviously, it's big in the U.S., but we are the number 2 scan tool manufacturer amongst all of those guys, and of course that's Snap-on, Mac, Cornwell, all of the mobile guys. We are number 2, and we also manufacture products, not only our own brand, but we also manufacture products under the Matco label. We make all of their diagnostics products under their brand as well. One of the big things is we won last year in July Frost & Sullivan's 2016 Best Practices Award. So that's something that normally is won by many bigger companies. As I sat down with Siemens and GE and many companies that just simply towered above us, who are also very proud of that. Why are things the way they are? Why is Launch becoming the choice in terms of scan tool purchases? Well, quite simply, it starts off with the coverage. You never know what you're going to hook up to on a daily basis. So you need a product that can hook up to all makes, all models, all the time. And as you can see here, we do a nice job of that, and we have for many years. And I must say, without making it optional, which means that we're able to get in everything from the day you get your tool, and you don't have to buy this or that or make any phone calls. It's all embedded and updated weekly. And that's another important feature we'll talk about in a minute too, is all of the software is only as good as how often is it updated. You get some tools out there that are updated infrequently, maybe every 6 months or so forth. That's probably not going to do it. Things are changing too fast, and I'm not just talking about being able to do new cars like 2018s and 2017. In most cases, the aftermarket lags the OE by a little bit, but we do fire out weekly updates, and they're all our devices are wireless, all our devices are Android, and you get up in the morning, Monday morning, and just download. It takes about 15 seconds or so to download. Only 3 seconds of Caroline, and you're good to go. And then you can enjoy. It's like getting a new magazine subscription. You never know the new things it's going to do, such as this. This just came out 30 days ago. So again, with no additional cost or anything like that, just owners of our current product like that are able now to do Ferraris, Rolls-Royce, Aston Martins, Maybachs, Bentleys, and so forth. So, and by the way, if you have access to these vehicles, I personally am doing test drives to make sure the software works well. So, so just give me a call, and I'll be sure to get stuck. Anyway, this is a lot of fun. We got a lot of great feedback on it. Our breadth of coverage is from the handheld, what we call DIY scan tools. Such as here, we have a TPMS tool, mid-level tools that somewhere are a hybrid between an inexpensive code reader all the way through what we call a professional scan tool, J25, 34 devices, and our 3 units, 2 of which you see right here on the table, which are our most popular in what we're positioning for the auto body shop collision market, and that is professional scan tool, where you're able to get into all makes, all models, all the time, and do the things just like what one would do at a dealership. Resets, relearns, activations, bi-directional controls, beep the horn, make the windows go up and down, relearn items in the vehicle. It's quite impressive. Remember, our space right now is the professional trade. That's what we do right now and have been doing it for many years. So our customers are using our product every single day to do the very things that you wanted to do in the auto body shop industry, right? So that's something we're getting into, where we have been in it for many years. And like I said, we're in the leader in many of these spaces. So we're looking forward to growing that into this collision industry. One of the units, our premium product, as you see right here, is called our our X431 pad, right? And again, all of our products are Android. Why? Because everybody is familiar with iOS or Android in terms of a smartphone. Take a look at your smartphone you got, unless you're using a flip phone, so this might not be for you, but it's very easy to use. We've seen the fact that since we've gone to, well, you don't even need a microphone, do I? Since we've gone to Android, the learning curve is going way, way down. Why? If you take a picture of a particular throttle body connector and you don't know where to find the picture, you look at your phone and you say, well, it's in the gallery. It's in the gallery here too. So pretty cool stuff. All of our product, this premium product, I should say, is IP65. It's waterproof. It's dustproof. Oh, that might be pretty good for a collision shop, right? So you can get as much dust on as you want. It is IP65 rated and waterproof. Now that doesn't mean you can waterboard it or submerge it and see which bubbles come out. What it does mean is you can simply spray water on it for a length of time without anything happening. In fact, we had a couple of shows not too long ago where we had this in a fish tank, and there was no fish in it, but we had water spraying on this for 48 hours and was accessing it remotely, and it worked quite well. So everything is touchscreen, HDMI out, and so forth. So it's very, very cool, very, very simple, and very, very popular. So when you're looking at an Android-based scan tool, and there are others on the market, we're not the only ones, but things you want to look for is it must be open Android. Now there's a difference. Closed Android doesn't do you much good if you need to add third-party apps. For example, if it doesn't have Google Play, how many people have an Android phone? Right? Quite a few have it. Okay, cool. Right? Well, you know that if you want to add another app, you go to Google Play and you type in whatever. Some of you pay for it, some you don't. Well, Google Play is the software store as the Apple Store is on an iPhone. But if it doesn't have Google Play, it is not an authentic way to get in, or Android version, which means you're kind of locked out of the normal process. Why? Because third-party apps are critical on diagnostic tools today. Look, you're going to use this to fix cars, read codes, clear codes, and all that sort of thing. But the most important thing is that you want to be able to touch it and move around and put on maybe apps that are important to you, like the collision industry. We have some shops in the U.S., Sherwin-Williams Paint. There's an app an auto body app. The guys are using it right on our tool. It works well, it loads, it does the VIN number and everything. By the way, we do VIN scan. There's a camera on the front, there's a camera on the back. It's an 8 megapixel camera on the back, which allows you to take, VIN picture quite nicely and use it to load certain programs that might capture that. All on the same tablet, which is really important. And our unit communicates, all of our units are wireless to the car. So they transmit via a Bluetooth connector. This is the size of it. It got a little bit bigger than our earlier version, I mentioned that. But it's using new technology, what we call fast packet transfer, which allows in this new technology you to get speeds of data stream and graphing as if it was a wired unit and then some. Plus, you're able to walk around the vehicle. On today's vehicles, you've got to be wireless around the vehicle. Why? Because on some vehicles, you may be having an issue where the trunk doesn't pop. Or maybe you got one of these BMWs that has the windshield wipers on the headlights. Well, you can't do all these things from sitting in the car. You got to be out front, right? Maybe you're doing an ABS brake bleed and you're under the car. So instead of having two people, you only need one. So wireless around the vehicle is critical. This is Class 1 Bluetooth. We pioneered Bluetooth back in 2002 and been doing it ever since successfully. So real important stuff with this VCI, and allows you to be away from the vehicle as well. Like it can be outside, not in a quarter mile away or anything like that, but allows you to do a pre-scan without letting the vehicle come in the shop. Now, how cool is that, right? You got to, the shop's busy, you can't bring it in, and you want to do a pre-scan for codes. Who says you got to bring the car in, right? Just do it right outside, and we can upload the information as long as you're in earshot of the tool. So, and generally you can be 300 feet, which is quite a bit, depending on the condition of the shop. That's a 10.1-inch Android. The little sister unit next to it is 8. We do have a unit in the middle, so we have a premium unit, like all companies, a good, better, and best. All of our products have long battery life. You can go in 8 hours of use on the big unit right here, which is really important in a shop environment. If you've got to keep on having to plug it in, that's usually not a fun day, because usually the batteries are dead when you need it most. We know how that goes. It also has an optional docking station that has a charging port in it. So when you're not using it, put it back on the charging stand and it charges, so technically it never goes dead, right? Our products have a 1-year warranty, and we do service both in the US here in Mississauga and can help you out with that. Graphing is important. When you're into diagnosing cars, the more you can see, the better off you're at. So the ability to see, if one unit graphs 4 and the other graphs 15, I'd go with the 15, by the way, that does 15. Right? So being able to see lots of data all the time is paramount, and we can show that live when we go downstairs. Some other unique features in our product, all of our products here feature OBD1 proprietary adapters. So we cover from 96 and newer, all right? But sometimes there's some older vehicles that are pre-OBD2. We do have those adapters. Where that might be important is some early BMW and Mercedes that have a proprietary adapter under the hood. And even as late as 2002 on some of them. We have those proprietary adapters, so no need to make any purchases, and we have the software to do it. Most of the units on the market don't have that capability. This guy right here, the Pad 2, is expandable. You can add other peripherals and options to it, such as a lap scope, such as a video scope to look down into the cylinder, or simply look into a door panel and look at a connector, take a picture, save it, and email it to the insurance company or customer, all right, without having to go in there. It's all built in, again, using the power of Android. We also have a sensor simulator. If there's a drivability issue, we can actually create a signal from this box to pretend that it's a good node sensor. Also, we just came out with a heavy-duty truck module for those of you that might dabble in class 4 through 8 trucks, the big trucks, the dump trucks, the Mack trucks, the Freightliners. We can do those starting in April, and it's another add-on to this. Again, you're buying one device and you're adding all these peripherals to it, giving you the expandability that many many of the shops do need. Again, the smaller one is just simply a smaller version. It is not IP65. It is quite a bit lower and an entry point in terms of cost. But as far as what it does on the vehicle, it has all of our next generation level software and give you all of that capability. Also has OBD1 adapters, also Android, and Open Android, of course, with Google Play and such. So why is Launch a good choice for auto body and collision shops? And that's a fair question. I was thinking about this before I came here. We've been in this business for a long time. Our average customer, although we are in many, many body shops, but we do sell to our average customer is that professional technician or even dealership, especially in the used car department. But why is it so important for the auto body collision shop to consider our offering? Let's break that through. One of them is this new feature called Tech to Tech. So let me explain how Tech to Tech works, right? I'm a collision shop. Now, most collision shops, I think you would agree, have some sort of relationship with a mechanical shop or some mechanical expert on that side. Maybe I got a BMW 7 Series in the shop. Maybe it's got a bunch of codes in it. Maybe I'm trying to fix it myself, and I don't have that expertise. But maybe you got a mobile guy that comes around, or maybe you got a mechanical shop that is very familiar with BMWs. Well, check this out. If he has one of our tools as well, he can remote directly into your tool and take full control over it just like he's there. No extra purchases, nothing you have to pay, unless he charges you, of course, right? But that's all you need. It's live, the servers are all in place, we use it every day. It's called Tech to Tech, and which means that when the expert, we'll call him expert, remotes into the tool, he's actually doing resets, relearns, bidirectionals, just like he's there. And this is far greater than anything you can do, with a team viewer, because we also have team viewer that our repair people use. But we want to get into the car just like the technician is, and through that avenue. And Tech to Tech is real important and going very, very well. So it connects a community and will help you out in those times that you might need help. And again, built into the tool. Let's talk about the reports. The reports are critical, right? Without the reports, I don't know that any of this will work. So there's a couple things that need to happen when we talk about reports. Number one, it has to be easy to generate the report. It also has to be an easy way to store the report and communicate to somebody else with the report, such as email, such as printing, and so forth. So when we're done with what we call a health check, all right, a health check simply scans all modules in the car. Now, this is something that you do need to know. Many of the cars today have computers or controllers, or sometimes called modules. And one may be for the seat, one may be for the transmission, one may be for the engine, one may be for the sunroof or the rear hatch door or lane departure, or HVAC, or even the OnStar in the case of a General Motors car. So there's hundreds, or and depending on the vehicle, of these modules throughout the car. It's important for a scan tool to ping all of them, because if you don't ping all of them and miss one, and that's the module that a code relies on, or where it may be sitting, and you're not able to produce it, that's a problem. And we're able to do that. We're able to get in more modules than anything else out in the marketplace, in the aftermarket. And that's really what's a big help, because you don't know where codes are. You want to do a pre-scan. Well, you want to make sure that car didn't already have an issue in that sunroof module. You want to make sure that customer didn't already have an issue in his Bose system, because the Bose audio system also creates codes as well. How would you even know this, right? Also, you prevent the scenario, well, my car didn't do that before I brought it to you. Oh, really? Right. So you have a copy of the report. The nice thing about our reports is it does capture the name of your shop at the top. Automatically, it's embedded in the tool, and also the information about the customer's car. Our units have a VIN scan, as I mentioned before, where there's a camera on the back. I simply hold it over the VIN, the numerical VIN, and it will capture that vehicle and be able to dial up and find out that vehicle and put that information in the report. Why is that important? Because you don't have to type it, right? You don't have to make a mistake. It just makes things pretty easy. Okay, so of course, if you have a problem with the vehicle, it'll be abnormal. If you don't have a problem, it simply will be good. Looking on here, right here, here's an example of normal in this transmission control module. And of course, this is a pre-scan. Hopefully it's not a post-scan. Again, and the beauty of the reports is what you can do with them, right? So on the report, I can email it to Gmail. Oh, it's an Android device. It loves Gmail. Well, I can email it to anything that you want to do. Because it's using Open Android, I could put third-party printer apps on it, such as HPE Print, such as Hammermill, which is a wonderful app for multiple printers out there, or Epson, or Brother, or whatever, being printed out, ready to go, and so forth. And it also stores it in the tool as well. So again, why is this a good choice? Well, it's beyond code reading. Now, there's a lot of products out there that you can read codes, but what about fixing the car yourself, right? I mean, if you can read a code and it's something that you can do without a lot of trouble, such as a basic relearn in the auto body shop, well, why not do it, right? And the benefit of it is this tool is not rented. This tool, there are no fees, user fees, or anything like that. You own it. It's yours. So the ROI on it's very simple. The only thing that you're required to do is after the first year, if you choose to, you can pay to update the tool, which we hope you will. But other than that, it's your own, and use it as you wish, and get some of these tasks out of the way without having to sublet. And the health report is really it. So remember, on the health report, we're going to list all of the modules that car had, and we're going to give you the report in terms of, did that module fail or is it normal? And we're going to do that in red or green format. If all systems are clear, it will tell you everything is good, and then that will be your beautiful post-scan data. Again, the customer information, the VIN are all on the report, and you can do really anything you want in a report, like you can in a normal PC environment today. Where can you buy our products? Well, in terms of the collision, the auto body shop collision industry, our focus here in Canada is through NAPA and Color Compass Corporation, which has many other sister companies that sell paint and body supplies. I'm sure you're very familiar. And that's supported through Karuk and Associates, Brian Karuk's company. So we're very well supported here in the country of Canada. What I'd like to do now is, I do have a few minutes, is open it up to any questions. Any questions? Yeah. Yes.
I have a question. So you're saying about the health feature on that, or the so-called, good health. So you have an actual, like, instead of the DTC or data monitoring, it'll be actually a health, basically, option?
Yes. Yeah. Great question. Because, and I know what you're referring to, because a lot of scan tools out there, you're just basically, printing codes out. When you select health report, it is one of the options, and it intentionally starts pinging. I call it pinging. It starts talking to all these modules on the car. It's kind of like, hey, are you there? Do you have an 8-track module? Do you have a sunroof module? Do you have a lane departure module? And if it says, yes, I'm here, and then it reports the status, and it does put it on the printout. Okay? Next question.
2 questions. So all the OE software that's loaded up there, are you charging per block? Like, so I buy the unit, like,
Yeah.
I'm a launch user, so the little one that I got, I'll have, just the OEs or the software that I need. So for example, I'm working mostly Hondas, all I want is the Honda software.
Which unit are you using? Just
The little handheld.
on a cell phone
on a
app?
cell phone, yeah.
Okay. So the cell phone based app is a much different
Okay,
product.
that's all.
This has all makes, all models, all time, no fees, nothing.
Perfect.
I mean, unless you want to send one in because you like me, right?
You have to renew it
Next
every
question.
year? You have to renew every year to get the updates, or?
Okay, good question. At the end of the year, it doesn't blow up. You don't have to do anything. We would like you to do. I mean, it's like, getting a new magazine subscription, right? So when after the first year, if you want to renew, it'll give you a warning on the screen within 30 days, but it doesn't blow up, so nothing expires. So it doesn't become a wheel shock afterwards, right? But we would like you to continue to update, because we work real hard in improving the software. And that's why probably last year alone, in 2016, we probably had over maybe 600 to 800 updates.
Well, there's updates every week, or
Yes.
every couple of weeks, so you update every week? Like-
Yes, every week.
Okay, so is there an annual fee that the users charge?
Yes, there is an annual fee that the users are charged. It's not by the week, so it's for that year.
Right.
And then in that year comes all of those weekly updates.
And what's the one-time hit on the hardware?
For the software or
Well, okay, the whole package.
for the whole package? What's that?
Is that fees?
Yeah.
Yes. So, pricing information specifically will be added in the kit to supplement these presentations.
All right, thanks.
I'm just trying to stay within the guidelines.
Yes.
Well, you can grab me outside the door, nobody will know. But,
True to CCIF.
but I will tell you this, it's less than you think, and it's extremely affordable. ROI in a body shop is like nothing. So it's very, very affordable. Next question. Yes?
So it actually shows all the ETC codes, and you can do a health check to ping?
Yes.
Each model.
Yes. Yeah, and here's another thing I forgot to mention. I was just so excited, skipped right over it, right? When you get a DTC, maybe you don't know what that DTC is. Maybe it's a P17652. I have no idea what it is, but it's got a search block in it on the very bottom. And if you're on a Wi-Fi connection, it takes the code, pastes it in a Google search box, and it reports back videos and everything off of Google. It's very cool. So if you want to know, gee, is this something that I can fix myself? Or really, what's going on with this code? You can get quick fix help, no charge, with the power of Google, and it's built into the tool. You just hit one button, it does it all for you automatically. Very
Do
cool.
well calibration? If I have to do a lane departure, or all that good stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I can never say all and every, I mean, because there's always exceptions that OE tools don't even do all. But I can tell you, in the aftermarket, we do a very good job. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. There isn't anybody that does more of these including lane departure and all that stuff.
Zero calibration?
Yes, absolutely. Right? And again, it depends on the make, it depends on the model and a lot of stuff, but, and there's another feature that, let's say it doesn't. Let's say you're on a particular vehicle and it doesn't. There's a feature on it called feedback. And on the feedback feature, it goes right to engineering and it captures the code of the vehicle, and you can say that, hey, I can't do, a radar calibration or rear camera calibration on this vehicle. Usually we come up with a fix in anywhere from 30 to 60 days. So all of the feedback goes in the tool. Remember I said you get all these weekly updates? We had 600 or 800 of them last year. Most of those updates came from the users through the feedback tool. So you have a direct connection to our engineering department. Can't ask for anything better than that, right? Next question. Yes?
I have the X431 GD5, so I guess it's the previous model of that.
GDS.
GDS.
Kind of long,
Yeah.
ugly looking thing, yes.
Does it offer the connected tech as well?
It does not.
It doesn't.
Yeah, that unit's from some years back. It runs on XP, but unfortunately it does not.
It doesn't. But does it have the capability of pre and post scan? Because I can only
It does, but it doesn't have the report feature built in the Android. We had, in order to do many things we talked about, you've got to be on the Android platform, which we started about 4 years ago.
so it's a paperweight.
It's a nice looking paperweight. It's still, actually, if you update it, it still does great on vehicles. It's a great tool.
One more.
Yes?
Question for you. We're familiar with launch with the AST side, the automotive service technician. The challenge we have is, this province, we have 4,600 auto body technicians, 705 sons. None of them have ever been taught the apprenticeship until last year about how to handle DTCs and electronics. Your competitors talk about the opportunity to be able to, once you've done a pre-scan, the technician at the other end will be able to handle the diagnostics, change the codes to pass the code system. So it's a plug-in, walk-away. You plug it in, for some of those, you just walk away. I'm not hearing that from you. What I'm hearing is that we'll give you the report, and if the tech knows how to fix it, and has that capacity and competence or time and availability, he can fix it. And then later on, Launch will provide me a post-scan to tell me whether I've done it right or wrong. The middle part is missing. What can you do to help the tech diagnose the problem and fix the problem?
That's a great question. So yeah, so there are companies out there, and they're fee-based, right? They're fee-based, so you're paying for a pre-scan, and then again, you're paying for, so there's nothing that you're doing, they're doing it. You gotta schedule it and pay for it and so forth. We're not doing any of that. We're giving you a scan tool like maybe they may be using to make all of this happen, where you're doing it yourself. As far as training and allowing that they should do it, it's automatic. When we go downstairs and you do a health report and create this pre and post scan, it's a button. So you're not really doing anything other than capturing the data. But you do have the capability, because it's a full function scan tool, like technicians use every day to fix a car, you can do all kinds of things every day for that. Now, as far as how to do, I mean, the thousands and thousands of things that are available on a car today, that's part of the Tech to Tech program, right? So in the Tech to Tech program, we have auto body shops in the state all day long. I don't know if it's in Canada, but there's a lot of mobile guys out there that go to auto body shops. I don't know if it's here in Canada, right? But a lot of the mobile guys are using Tech to Tech, where they're remoting into that auto body shop, again, using this tool and helping fix the car. And that is one way. The other way is simply through the local support in the area. You know, we have rep field support. Like I said, we deal through Napa. Napa has a team of trainers and stuff out there, and we've got Karuk Associates, so you are well supported there. And sometimes in an auto body shop, you may not elect to go through the repair. I mean, sometimes you got to wait it on out. The most important thing is get the codes out, and the ones that you can get done easily and simply, you do it right there. For example, if you needed to do let's say you replace a window motor on some of these late model GM cars, like an Envoy, for example, you have to relearn that window motor, right? Otherwise, it may not go all the way up and all the way down. In our tool, you go right into the window module, and it says reset or relearn, and you relearn it, so it's already in there. The other thing, and I'm just talking about resources out there, like I said, because it's Wi-Fi based, you'd be surprised. You just type in the code. Remember I said it comes up with the code, or you don't have to type it in, it captures it, puts it in Google. You can also move it over to YouTube, and there's tons of information out there as well. So there's tons of resource, but the benefit of this direction is you're not paying every time, you're paying once, and it's your tool to keep for whatever that you want without having to deal with what are the hours, what are the fees, are they available, blah, 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 and all of that stuff. And that's really been the powerful solution in the service trade for many years. Can I take one more question? There was one more behind
We
me.
also have the demos this afternoon. Jeff.
Yeah, and we can
But
show
yes,
you
go
live
ahead.
on that too.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Quick question, you said that you get a lot of your data from shops, updates?
Yes,
data?
yes.
So is the information that's on the launch, is it the most current information available from the manufacturer?
No, right, that's a good question. We're not an OE tool, we're the aftermarket. So, and like most of us in this industry, in the aftermarket industry, we're not gonna do exactly what an OE tool is gonna do as soon as those cars come out. Quite frankly, most of the OEs don't either, right? They also lag until we capture the data. The feedback that I was talking about is if there's something it doesn't do on a vehicle either properly or not at all, we will then find that vehicle and replicate whatever your experience is and put it into the tool. So this way here in the aftermarket, you're ensured that you're reducing, look, all software has holes in it, right? All scan tools have gaps somewhere along the line, no matter who they are. What we're trying to do is reduce those gaps by getting you, the user, involved in the solution. And we've been doing this now for probably 4 years now. And it's really helped make us who we are by listening to you guys, the end user, to build a tool and make sure that that is exactly what you want. Any other, well, thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you down at Squealing. Hey, everybody take a look at the screen, because that's really where you're going to be able to see. We're going live, and you're going to be able to watch exactly as we're doing, instead of telling you what we're going to do and really having some smoke and mirrors behind the scenes. You're going to be able to see exactly what's going on here. So we've got Dave. Dave is my assistant. Say hi to Dave. All right. And I'm going to just kind of tell Dave what to do here so you get to see the benefit. Again, we're LaunchTech. Harlan Siegel, LaunchTech USA. and Dave's from Napa Tools and Equipment. So what we're going to do right here is the first thing that Dave is doing is he's accessing the vehicle. So we're on this vehicle here. Dave, what kind of vehicle is this?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's a bus. It's a bus. And you know what? The fact that he has no idea is one of the benefits of our scan tool. Why? Because it auto IDs. You don't need to know anything about it. We have an automatic feature he just went into that communicates and tries to identify the vehicle through the protocol coming out of the connector. So it's IDing the vehicle. I'm going to go look over here so I don't have to get this squirrely and watch with you. And if you see this phone on it, so if you look on the screen right now, you see exactly what I identified. It captured the VIN number, and this is real important because it's going to be able to capture the VIN and take that VIN information and put it into the report. Also, we have all the other information with the engine size and the year, make, and model of the vehicle. So what I want to do right now, since the whole buzz of today is the report and the health report, why don't we do just that? Let's do a report. If you looked in the top screen, he just selected health report, okay? Health report is exactly what it's doing. And what it's doing right now is it's pinging every single module, right? So what it's doing is it's pinging if it has HVAC system or AC or Bose radio system or lane departure or sunroof or liftgate module or TPMS or whatever it is, it's going through and pinging all of those. And it gives you a percentage what it's done. Now, depending on the car and depending on the amount of controllers there are in the car will dictate the length of time in which it takes to do this. Generally, in under 3 minutes, you're doing is like a Porsche or something like that might have many, many, many modules. And then also, it's telling you in the report or as it's scanning the condition of the module. You'll say okay or an abnormal system, and if there's any issue, it'll go on. All right, so from here on in, we're going to hit fault report, right? Okay, so we're going to hit fault report, and it's going to show you exactly the condition of the vehicle. Now, we were playing with this vehicle before. We cleared some codes and stuff like that, and you can see that some of the stuff is found normal. At this point, Dave is typing in a name for the report. Now, remember, this report is going to have all the information on it, and we want to name it so we save it to a file so it can later be found in the tool. And also, if you can do pre or post scan on there. He's going to type on the bottom so you know, because you're allowed to put a remark. Is this a post scan? Is this a pre scan? Right? And also, the customer's information can also be put on it. It loads the report, and now you're seeing the full report on the screen. Right? You can scroll down, it's got all the information. It tells you 12 systems were checked. Now the next thing we're going to do is do something with the report. We can print it out, okay, or we can go email it to somebody. So he just went into Google, it's got Gmail, that is. Who are you emailing it to? Oh, so you capture his email address and you can send it to everybody. So he's going to email it to himself. Now you saw on there that we have HP, ePrint, you've got Hammer Mill. Look, it's Android. It's open Android. You can add any third-party printer apps you want. I just happen to put those on this particular unit. And he's going on his cell phone here. You won't really know if this is place or not. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do now. So we got the report, it's been emailed. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go scan the car manually. That is what we're going to look at the system. Because remember, there's two pieces of this. Suppose I want to get into the car. Maybe it's nothing more than I have to replace a sensor or something like that. So that's the benefit of this scan tool. I mean, we're using it in the fashion that they're used every day. Keep in mind one thing with Launch. We're not new in this. We're not inventing any new space. We've been doing this for over 30 years, and we still today. You know, we are a leading manufacturer in the mechanical sector. The only thing that's different here is a new opportunity within the auto body industry. But this is what we do every day, and professional technicians across the world. So, okay, so what I'd like you to do right now, can you close the hood for a second, Dave? Okay, what we're going to do right now is we got into the different modules. Remember, the cool thing about our product is it gets into all modules. And we're going to close the hood. And Dave, if you can go into the washer module and see if you can get the washers to squirt. Now, we took them, we pointing them out. That's why I'm standing on the side here.
How long are in the gate? Stop reading the pit, sorry.
All right.
No, stop reading the pit, sorry. It's always gonna work, eh?
All right, sorry, I gotta get back here. All right, so once you get into the controllers, you have a big list, and he gets to pick from a list. I mean, there's probably 40, probably close to 40 controllers on this vehicle. And we had played with it before. You had all of these things you can get into. And it's really cool because a lot of them you can activate, make the windows go up and down, make the horn beep. I forgot what module that was that we did before, and we're able to do various functions like that. So right now, if you look at the screen right now, because what we actually did is we backed out of the health report, and he's going back in it. I can't really see where you're at, so.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just going through the stuff you can see that I can.
Okay, all right, so if you go slow so they can see. Okay, so if you look at the screen, that just gives you an idea of all the different systems we can get on, right? All right, so the one that you're going to pick is what? Where was the horn on this one? I forgot. It was the rear module, I believe. Okay, so we're going to go into the rear module. And we're going to go into what's called special functions or actuations. That's when you command the car to do something through the use of the scan tool.
So this is another thing as well. If you go out of it, you can just go restore. You have to take it back.
All right, so he accidentally backed out. Typically, these things happen in front of a live audience. That's what happens when you watch TV sometimes too, right? But we're live, so he did back out, but there's no worries on that because you saw what he just did is he went back to previous vehicle and it retains the last vehicles you worked on, so he can restore that previous vehicle.
Yeah, let me just show you that actually.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just show you that. It's very important you got this.
And sometimes you hear a little noise coming out, kind of like an old dial-up phone going dee 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 dee. What that actually is a reminder that you finished the test and you didn't leave the little VCI, the dongle, in the vehicle. So it's very, very annoying. We got the volume turned down on it. So right now we're looking at, I don't want to get, can you get over here so I can't get away that speaker?
This is another one, just so you can see what the information is. So it shows you short to battery, open.
Okay, so if you look at that, some of the data stream, that's out of the body control module. And remember, because we're looking at not only the individual data from the various components, but also as they change with the vehicle. Actually, this vehicle just sitting here with the key on, engine off. So can we get back then into some of the other stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go right into it manually. Yeah. Okay. So let's follow that. No, not that way. Just through the vehicle. Just through.
Oh, through the vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so there's three ways we enter this data. One is through automatic ID. The other way is actually through using the VIN code, where you can take a picture. There's a camera on the back of the unit, and it takes a picture of the digital VIN right here. And it can capture that as well. If it's dirty or something like that, you may want to capture it on the back. Okay?
Manually?
Okay, so now he's in it manually, so go ahead and select the vehicle. I believe so. I'm just looking on the back to be sure. So when you do it manually, unlike an automatic VIN recognition, you just simply tell it the vehicle that is. Was it a CX-5? Okay. All right. So as it's okay, go ahead. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's go right into the system selection. There you go. And let's go into, can we go in that rear module again? There you go. All right, and now we're in the rear module. And in the rear module, there's a lot of things on this vehicle. And one of them is, you see it on there? We do have a technical difficulty. It looks like that the battery in the vehicle is drained down. Is that the case?
And you don't want to be buying those cars.
How many, so what that, yeah. So we have AAA here. AAA is going to come and rejuvenate the battery on this thing. Unless you want to just go on this car over here? Dave? You want to just quickly move over to this one? Yeah.
Especially in the States.
Dave, why don't you just come on over here? That may take a while to get up to terminal voltage.
All I want to see him do is clear the code here. I can see my, yeah.
One thing you'll notice on a lot of the scan tools, you do have to have battery voltage come into the car. That is a requirement. Now, so we're going to just do, we're just going to move cars real quickly while that's recharging. And just watch the screen over there. And Dave, let's come on over here so I can watch you. We can go together on this thing here. Yeah. Okay, so right now you'll see it come up on the screen. We just, what we call a reboot the unit. And it comes up with a nice little Android noise there. By the way, this thing is running on a 8-core processor. Well, 1 minute left. Oh. So we're going to make this a quick minute.
Yeah, I was wondering why I think showing no problems.
Can we get an extra minute since the battery died on that car? 2, that's all? Yeah, it's okay because it's just rebooting. All right, so we're going to go manually into this car. Watch the screen over there. Okay, let's go load this.
It's asking me.
Okay, it's asking, look at the screen right now. It's saying, is this a Kia or a Hyundai? Because they share protocols. We're going to tell them it's a Kia, even though it might look like a Hyundai. All right, it's asking you what kind of connector is it? A 16-pin? You just count the pins. 16-pin is OBD2 standard. Okay? It's identified it. We're now going to go into special functions. It's scanning all the different things on this vehicle that have special functions. That's in the special function report. Yeah, so if you wanted to know what kind of functions can you do on this vehicle, it's listed in this chart. Okay. Do you want to go back and actually do one? And go to control units. And let's pick one that might startle them.
What do everyone wants to know? 0-point calibration.
All right, so we got a bunch of the controls here. We're trying to look for to do something we can show you on the vehicle. But some of the, if you look at the back of the vehicle, it's missing the rear. So a lot of the wires are just hanging.
Very important the body shop's a blind spot in this.
Right, so if you look on there, we have a blind spot detection. All right, where we can get into the BSD module. You see right up on the screen, we're able to get in there for testing and data and codes and so forth. Okay, all right. So that's some of the modules we're able to get in. I think you could see that on both vehicles, even with the low battery, we were able to get into and ping almost every module that's on there. Probably, I don't think we missed any, to be able to give you the data that you need. And we actually and got a health report and got an email, because that's really what you're looking for. And remember that when you do have a code on this thing, what's also cool is it does do the Google search to give you that information. And I am going to gently close this out. So anyway, seriously, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun today and hope you learned something. Thank you.